All right. So we are live for the very first Central Florida Connects networking business chat. We got to come up with a cool name. That's one thing we got to come up with a cool name for this session. But basically, what it's going to be is business owners are going to join for a weekly discussion and we'll have different topics. And today we have David White, better known as the phone guy or Dave the phone guy, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's kind of the breakdown of what I was thinking. We'll start off with talking about BNI chapters and networking groups, and then some different ways on that. And then we can move into like NFC business cards, print business cards, print marketing, t-shirts, that kind of thing. Basically everything but social media type stuff. I plan on doing a whole episode just on social media since there's so much. So all the print stuff. So we can kind of dive into that. And then hopefully we can have some people join us throughout the show. And if you're watching this and you're a business owner right here in Central Florida and you want to be on an episode, just send me a message. All of our social media links will be down in the description below, so you can contact us. And my name is James. I'm a Central Florida realtor right here with Premier Sotheby's. And so, David, why don't you kick it off before we get into these discussions and tell us a little bit about you, your company, and everything.
Well, my name is Dave White, like you said, with Dave the phone guy. I've been doing telecom and data cabling and data or telephone installations since I've been 13 years old. I've been doing it for a very long time. Now I got into security cameras. So it's all run the same type of wire. It's just different ends on the wire. So I take care of everything. You know, I do telephone, data, IT.
You said you've been doing it how long?
Since I've been 13 years old.
Oh my gosh. So you've seen some change.
Yes. I've seen a lot of change.
So
where phones used to run with big fat, what they call 25 pair cables when I first started in this business. And now phones are running on one pair of wires.
Or no wires.
Or no wires, correct. And then you've got voice over IP that's running on a data wire. You know, so it all depends what you want now. You know, the good thing about voice over IP is I can take a phone and plug it anywhere in the world as long as I have internet, and it'll work.
You do commercial and residential, or what's your?
I try to stay away from residential.
Okay.
I do it occasionally, but I am not cheap. I don't do the $7.99 install 4 cameras in your house special. The cameras I have are a whole lot more expensive because they last longer. They have a 2-year warranty with them. I will make sure everything works in your house for 2 years. I monitor your camera system. So basically, I monitor any hard drive failures in your DVR or NVR. I monitor any, I go into it about once a week and I double check all the settings and make sure everything's correct in there still, make sure we're still on the internet, make sure we're still able to see it through the phone, and make sure everything else. So,
speaking of cameras, what's up with like Walmart and Target having the absolute worst photos of shoplifters? Like, you need to update their cameras. I don't understand it. They're like, okay, can you identify this blur that looks like a person? Like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is. So, yeah. All right. Well, so you do cameras, you do phone systems. What else? What other services do you do? Or are those the 2 primary things, just so that people can...
and complete IT work, POS systems, point of sale.
Okay.
Mount TVs. I sell and service internet services. So if you have a new business that's going in, or you need me to look and check on your internet bill and make sure that you're not paying too much for it, I do that as well.
Okay, and what's your website?
www.davethephoneguy, GUY.com.
All right, and that'll be down in the description. And like I said, I'm a Central Florida realtor right here with Premier Sotheby's, focusing mainly on Seminole and Orange County, but I do Volusia. I'm licensed actually in the state of Florida, so I can help you out if it's in a different part of the state. I can connect you with another realtor and make sure that your transaction runs smoothly. So if you need to buy or sell or looking for an investment property or something like that, you can just go to jamesturnerrealtor.com and you can connect with me or send me a message on my social links, and we can get connected and help build your portfolio or find your first home, whatever you need. So, all right, we're going to jump into BNI chapters. Now, we were kind of talking a little bit beforehand. So you said you were considering joining a chapter. What's
Yes.
been your experience with it so far?
BNI is a great group to join if if you've got the money to join it. That's the big thing is the money. It's $800 a year to join a BNI group.
Okay.
Some people just don't have that money. I'm a small business owner. I don't run around and it just $800 is a lot of money to me. It's not a drop in the bucket like for other large businesses like Premier Sotheby would be more than happy to pay the $800 to get you in a BNI group.
Right.
Mine, right. I can't justify that.
Now, is that something you pay like one time per year, or they do monthly, or?
I don't know whether it's one time per year or monthly. I didn't break. Once they told me that number, I said, no, I'm out the door. Y'all have a great day.
Okay. Yeah, I recently just found out about BNI groups. I had actually never heard of it. I've heard of networking groups, but not something where they're so structured and there's essentially like rules that you have to submit X amount and attend X amount of meetings and things like that. And I'm getting my bachelor's degree, and actually one of my projects was to inquire about a BNI, look up where the different chapters are. But one thing for me was that every BNI already has a realtor. So, right. and one thing with BNI groups is they don't allow more than one person. So you're not going to have 5 realtors. You're not going to have 3 plumbers. So this way you're not competing with other people.
And that's one of the good things about BNI that I do like.
Right.
Is that you're not, you're your only industry in the group. So basically, if I was to join a BNI group and they had another phone guy in there, I would go in under the security camera blanket.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But then I couldn't take any telephone business off of the other phone guy that's there.
Right.
Or if there was a computer guy like Jeremiah in the group, I couldn't take any computer business away from Jeremiah out of that group.
Right.
Even though I would have a better product, and I'm not talking negative about anybody, but even though I would have a better product or a better pricing structure, it doesn't matter. I couldn't take any of the business.
Sure. Now, so did you sit down with someone, or you said you got information?
I did.
Go ahead.
I was invited to a BNI group as a guest. It was a Zoom call like this. I sat down and I talked with the, at the end, they're like, all right, I'll guess, please stay. Let's talk about this. And, but the one I was joined in, they already had a telephone guy. I was like, oh, okay. Now I joined the Sanford Chamber of Commerce 2 years ago. And the lady that I joined with, the one, I'm sorry, let me start over again. Sanford Chamber of Commerce was run by a friend of mine named Jeff Triplett. And he recently, about almost a year ago, he passed away.
Oh.
And ever since then, it's been going downhill. The lady that was running it, Kim, they let her go. And now another woman has taken over. And I don't think the board has any any meaning of keeping it as a Sanford chamber. They want to incorporate it in the Seminole County chamber, and I'm not about that. So,
How long did you attend that?
well, I can still attend. I am
Oh,
still a member.
have you gotten business from that?
Very, very little.
And
Very little.
there's no cost for that though, right?
No, there's a $250 a year cost.
Okay. And do you
So you pay
so
$250 a year, you join the Chamber of Commerce. Now with that, you also get, like I give a 10% discount to all chamber members.
okay.
So if you come to me and you say, "Well, I'm a member of the Seminole or Sanford Chamber," I'll give you a 10% discount.
And just kind of, do you think you've recouped, like, to make it worth it? Like, you invested the 250. Do you feel you got 4 or 5 times back, or?
I probably got 2 or 3 times back. I didn't get a lot of business out of it.
Okay.
Like I have a customer that contacted me not through the chamber, but through another business, and they are a member of the chamber. I found out. I still gave them the 10% discount. But no, I didn't get it through the chamber.
Okay. And they meet what, once a month?
Once every 2 weeks.
Once every 2 weeks. And
Yes.
so I guess you also have to incorporate, because I'm sure it's probably an hour.
Yeah, it's an hour in the morning for breakfast. Every other Wednesday.
So you're looking at $250 a year plus 2 hours a month. So that's, another 24 hours a month. And then looking at how much money you generate from that over the year.
Right.
Is it worth your time? Could that 2 hours have been doing something, now, were you able to find people that you needed from it? Was there some benefits other than just getting revenue that you got from being part of?
No.
Did you get free breakfast at least?
Yeah, the company gave you breakfast.
Okay.
So that was nice of them. Sometimes they would have Chick-fil-A, cater it or whatever.
Okay.
But like for my daughter and son got married last June. I found her hairdresser there, and now my wife goes to the same hairdresser.
Oh.
So they came out to Mims and did the wedding from hair and makeup, and now my wife goes to her every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and gets her hair done.
So there was some additional benefit.
Yeah, I mean, I found a couple of businesses through the chamber I liked. So
now let me ask you something. So have you ran into, I'm sure you probably have, but have you ran into the scenario where somebody who has, like, maybe not a service you offer, but something that's in the general field, like, let's say, for example, so wireless service or whatever, and they're like, hey, if you have someone that needs wireless service or whatever, I work for whatever, and you can send referrals my way, and you say, okay, but then you find that you're sending referrals or you're liking their post or something like that, but you're not getting any referrals back. Have you ran into that situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's another company here in town called True Choice Telecom, and they started about 2 years ago after I started about 4 years ago. So they came in with a backer, somebody, with $1 million behind them, and they invested all kinds of money. And so then they started a company called Blue Line. Blue Line does exactly what I do in the telecom business. And, they have sales reps that are out there busting their humps and making the money. And I don't have a sales team. I just have me.
Right.
And that's the thing, is that they pay extra to join the chamber. So now they're a corporate sponsor. I'm just a regular chamber member. And so people think of them before they think of me.
Yeah. My situation is, being in real estate, I'm contacted a lot by, mortgage brokers, handyman, painters, basically everything, with the house.
Yeah.
And I also have, a lot of clients that ask me like, hey, do you know a painter? Do you know this? Do you know that? And I do want to take it and share business. And I do, I refer people that, I've either used in the past and things like that. But then I also started noticing it's like, okay, I've referred X amount of jobs to this person, but they've never sent me a referral, or I know we're part of similar groups on Facebook and stuff, and someone will ask for a realtor and I never see them even just mention my
Yeah.
name. So it's kind of like, well, I want to help you out, but also, you could throw a referral my way, like, that would be nice, so, but I don't want to be like, either send me a referral, I'm never going to send it, because I am happy to support the other businesses, but it also would be nice to maybe get a referral back.
Well, and see, that's one of the things is I'm a big member of the Stanford 327 page on Facebook.
Right.
Everybody knows me. Everybody knows my business name. I do a lot of work for one of the local bar owners here. I do a lot of work for him. As a matter of fact, he's opening up another bar and everything else. So yes, I do a lot of work for them. But and then what happens? So someone looks for an auto detailer. Well, everybody recommends this one auto detailer in town, and so I push him. I push other people, and then I see a lot of people push me out there for security cameras or for this or for that.
Yeah, I've definitely seen your name in the news feed.
Yeah.
There's probably not as much competition, for phone and IT type services as there's realtors. I mean, everyone, has a realtor, so, and that's another reason why I'm not like, it doesn't hurt my feelings or anything like that, because I get it. Like, I mean, there's so many realtors, it's so saturated. But it just would be nice to like say, hey, I've sent 3 jobs your way, could you at least throw something my way?
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it should work, but it doesn't, and unfortunately, it doesn't. So
Yeah. Have you ever done anything where you've like at the Chamber of Commerce or something where someone says, hey, let's say you're in non-competing fields, where you make a post about their business and they make a post about your business on like each other's page? Have you ever tried that, or
no,
no? Okay.
no, because I personally myself have a hard time posting on Facebook. I like to read the news feeds,
Mm-hmm.
but that's about it. I don't post like I post stuff for my wife. Show her birthday or whatever, and I'll post for them. But my kids, I don't post happy birthday for my kids. I just tell them happy birthday,
Right.
stuff like that. So, yeah,
But you get a lot of your business from social media though, right?
from Facebook, yes.
From Facebook, but you don't post.
I don't.
That's
And
odd.
that's weird. I no, and it's weird. I know. I get it. Trust me, I get it.
But you respond to comments and stuff because
Yeah,
I
like somebody will comment, or they will. Okay, so I won't post stuff on my page, but I'll post stuff on other people's pages.
gotcha. Yeah, that's because I've definitely have seen people posting your information and stuff because we're part of the same Facebook group. So and I always see you're active and responding. And I mean, that's basically the biggest thing, is getting the contact information out there.
Right.
If someone has a problem and they want to know who can fix it and they just need a phone number, not that they're going to be like, well, let me see if this guy's active on his timeline before I have him come, fix my security camera. They just want their security camera fixed. So
Exactly.
yeah, so I get that.
Like this morning before the call, I had a customer. I didn't think I was going to make the call because I had a 10 o'clock appointment with the customer.
Mm-hmm.
His power supply was unplugged for his security cameras. He's wondering why they're not working.
Yeah.
Climbed the ladder, I plugged it
I think
in.
I can figure that one out.
And he's like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, that's
I said, "Well, well, here's the bill. He goes, okay.
Well, you fixed the
I don't
problem.
drive this big old truck for nothing.
Now, do you post like if you do a big job or something, do you make a post like promoting that, hey, I just installed 25 cameras at this business, or
Yes.
showing off like your work or things like that?
Now I do that. I belong to another group called Low Voltage Nation,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's. I mean, that's a countrywide one. Everybody's in that one, posting pictures of their work, and how everything is nice and neat. So but yeah, that's stuff like that I'll post on there. Like when I get done this huge project that I'm working with the bar West End, I'm highly involved in the upgrade to West End and the two new bars he has opening up here shortly. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing a lot of work at these bars, trying to get things moving and everything else. So,
well, we'll do a session on social media posting and stuff, and maybe there'll be some good ideas. I mean, to what to post and maybe help out with different things like that.
That would be great.
So any other questions on BNI or BNI chapters, or thoughts that we could cover for people that maybe will be watching? I mean, yeah, I didn't know there was an $800 cost. My experience basically was, like I said, I was doing this for a school project. I had to sign up or find my local chapter, and then I was supposed to find out like board members and stuff, but it had me sign up for one. And so I sent, I found my chapter, I sent the information, and I was scheduled to meet right here in Lake Mary for one of the events. I thought, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. But then I got an email before the meeting even, took place, just saying that, hey, we already have a realtor. So, thanks, but no thanks, basically. And so that was kind of the extent. And I looked at some other ones, and almost every one of them, had a realtor.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, do I start my own, or, because like I said, I know a ton of people, especially in the, anything related to the home. I pretty much know somebody. So,
right.
So, I mean, it's something, but, I mean, $800 isn't terrible, I guess, if you're looking at it over the year.
Right.
My concern was more of I submit referrals, and how many referrals am I going to get back, and kind of how they track that. And because I want it to be something where everyone's held accountable, like that's important to me, but I also don't want it to feel like, like too clingy, you got to call 50 people a week or something like that. Cause I want it to fit with my style of how I like to approach people and things like that. So,
and see, that's another thing with me is I don't have time to approach 50 people a week.
Right.
I work 60, 70 hours a week as it is, doing installs and work.
Did they give you like requirements of kind of referrals, like what they were looking for?
I mean, they didn't give you requirements, but they wanted to make sure that you gave at least, a couple referrals a week, or you shared your information with somebody, but it was starting to get out of hand, basically.
Yeah.
And I said, look, I honestly don't have time for this.
Right.
I don't have time to promote your business and my business. And I wasn't trying to be rude, but I'm doing everything I need to do. Now, there are months where I have no work. Well, not months, I would say weeks where I have no work.
Mm-hmm.
But
they want consistent every week.
Yeah, exactly. I said, well, so those weeks I can do it and I can give you the referrals. But there's other weeks where I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, and I don't have time. Like after I get done here today, I go home, I eat dinner, I go get another shower, and then I go back to work at 2 a.m. at West End.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, what if you have a big
job?
Yeah, if you got a big job and they still want referrals, and and you don't want to
Yeah.
like force the referrals too, it's so, yeah. Well, if you have any, for the people watching, if you have any comments or if you want to share your experience on a BNI chapter, definitely take and leave your comments down. This will be featured on our YouTube channel. So leave your comments below on what your experience has been. And if you know of a really good one, like if you've had a great experience, or other things like Chamber of Commerce. I know a lot of people do like Toastmasters, those other various networking groups. If you've had a good experience with that, then definitely, share it down in the comments below. And this way other people can take a look at that. So, well, awesome. So I guess we'll move on now to the business card print marketing type thing. Do you carry business cards, or what kind of like print non-social media type advertising do you do?
I do carry cards with me. Unfortunately, like I said, I switched stores like 2 weeks ago, and I was in Chicago last week, and I didn't have time to move all my stuff over. But yeah, normally I have a stack of business cards that I take around with me. Now, as far as an NFC card, I would possibly like that. I would like to be able to carry that and to tap somebody's phone and give them all my information. That would be great. That would be easy.
Yeah.
I like easy.
I had never heard of it. I just randomly found a video on it. So typically, I know you don't have a camera, but so typically I'll carry, oh, the green screen might mess it up, but I have my little Premier Sotheby's cards here, and it's just another thing that you have to carry in your pocket. And it always seemed, the times I didn't carry it, that's when I would run across someone. They'd be like, "Do you have a card?" And it's like, oh, no, I just got out of the gym or whatever. I didn't have the card. So I don't really carry a wallet. Hopefully this shows up on camera here, but basically I'm showing a picture of my phone, and then it has this. Oh man. Okay. So see?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
And so what it does is it slides out. So I'll pull out the NFC card here. So the way that this works, oh man, there we go. So it's basically the size of a credit card. It's plastic. And they're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon for a 10-pack for $9. So they're not expensive at all. And then all you do is you download a free app called NFC Tools, I think is what it's called. And and then you just, in the app, it just says, what do you want to do? I want to add a URL. And you just say, okay, what URL? And you just fill it in the blank, and then you say write, and it just writes it to the card. And so for mine, I have it connect to my link tree, because some people may want to connect to my Facebook, or they may want to connect to the YouTube channel or whatever. And so I connect to a link tree. And for people that are not familiar with what a link tree is, basically it's a single website, and you add all your links. So you put your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, whatever, things that you want people to take and go to. And it's just a little page. And so all I have to do now is, since it's in my phone, I'm always going to have my phone on me. Someone says, "Hey, do you have a card?" I just pull this out. I literally just tap their card, and my Linktree page opens up in their browser. So, I don't have to worry, like it's saved there. Now, there's some pros and cons. And with you having like a paper card, you can hand that to someone, and then they can put it in your pocket. Let's say they're busy or whatever, and they could, reach out to you or put it on the refrigerator or do something like that. Like, there's
90%, or I'd say about 60% of the cards are going to end up on a desk somewhere and never to be looked at again.
Yeah, but there's also the chance that maybe they tape it to like their computer or their security, like the DVR box or something. And then when they run into an issue, they know, okay, here's someone to call. One downside with this is if they close that browser, they've now, all my contact information is gone. unless they've followed me or, something like that. So this
Right.
is more instant, like, here you go, here's all my links. But if they accidentally close out the browsers or walk into their car or they put their phone in their pocket or
So
whatever,
it
now they
won't
have
add.
nothing.
Okay, so my question about that is, it won't add a contact in their phone?
No. Now I'm brand new at this, so maybe there's a way that it can do that. But all the card does is basically there's a little chip in the card, and
Right.
when you tap the phone, it just opens up in their browser. Um, I don't know if there's a way. Now there's also Bernie, who is also in the networking group. He mentioned something, Popl, Popl,
Right.
and I think they have something similar. But I think he mentioned something where it can do that. One thing that they had, which I thought was really cool, was they have a bracelet. So the bracelet basically has the chip in it. So then
Okay.
all I have to do is basically take my wrist and tap their phone, and now my contact information comes up. Now if you have to remember to wear the bracelet, but that's also another neat way that you can, have your, I see it more as in a pinch. Like if I was going to a chamber of commerce or something, I wouldn't walk around with this. I would hand out actual cards.
Yeah.
But if I'm at the supermarket on my way home from the gym or something, and I didn't want to carry my business card holder, this is nice because I'll always have it, and I can take into, get them their contact information. I I haven't actually, I've only had it about a week now, so I'm literally brand new at it. And I still carry the business cards like in my truck. Um,
Right.
so I don't know. I'm gonna play around with it. I thought it was neat. It was, like I said, it cost me $9 to order a 10 pack off Amazon, and I'm gonna get a little branding sticker or something to take in, make it look a little more professional. And the other thing I wasn't sure is if people, how comfortable people would feel with me, like, if they don't know about it, like, oh, here, let me tap your phone and my website's gonna pull up. Are they gonna be like, oh, is this guy putting a virus on my thing, or what is,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, would you feel comfortable if I was like, oh, here, you just, well, you're in IT, so you probably would, but I'm sure there's probably some people that would be a little weary about that. You think?
Yeah. That's probably, I would actually be kind of leery. I don't like people touching my stuff anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like one of my customers, they make me get tickets signed, for work that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So they give me like a service ticket and I have to get it signed. Well, normally people would just sign it on a paper. I don't
Right.
own a printer.
So they sign on your
So
phone?
they sign on my phone and I'm like, yeah, no, I'll sign it for you. Thank you. Just, go like this and away we go.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, do you have like t-shirts made that you wear, or like
Yes, I
company?
do. Oh yeah.
And do you wear those even if, like, let's say you're going for a walk around downtown Sanford or something like that? Do
Oh,
you wear your shirts, and have you had a response from that, or do you typically just wear it when you're on a job?
I wear it. I wear it on job sites normally. Now I
Okay.
had a customer that I was working on their internet circuit for, and they didn't have an IT company, and so the guy took a picture of the back of my shirt without me knowing it, and then called me after I was done.
Yeah. Well, and
So,
that's I'm a big believer, I guess, in when someone, especially like if someone shows up to do work on my house and they're not in like a company shirt. Like, I get a lot of handyman,
yeah,
just they're gonna get dirty and things like that. But one thing, I will say, going back to Bernie that I mentioned earlier, he's does a lot of handyman stuff and inspections and things like that. And he was building an outdoor kitchen for me. And every day he showed up, even if he was tiling or demoing or whatever, but he was in a
yeah.
company shirt and, professional. And that's something, where that just, I
See,
don't know. I think it just sets the bar. It makes you feel a lot more comfortable.
yeah, it does. I have a couple different like I have actual T-shirts with my logo on them, and then I have actual, a collared golf shirt that I wear if I have a meeting or something like that. And then, I've got my logo embroidered on a dress shirt if I have to go somewhere like that.
So, so you can match the outfit based on the event.
Exactly. Like if I'm in the attic pulling wire, well, I'm not in the attic, but if my guys are in the attic pulling wire and I'm there helping them, I'm in a T-shirt.
Right. Which
or
makes
I'm in
sense.
a collared shirt because I'm the boss.
Yeah.
But they're in a T-shirt, so.
Now, how many guys do you have working with you?
Right now I have just me.
Oh, okay.
But
Nobody wants to go in attics. Nobody wants to go in attics because it's summertime in Florida.
Yeah, no, they don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
So, but I have a guy that I contract for. He charges me X amount of dollars for a cable run, and so basically I pass that on to the customer.
Yeah.
I say, look, if that's what you're going to charge me, then that's what they're going to pay. So I don't make any money off of his cable run, but and I supply the cable.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually lose money on the cable runs, but I make it up on the installation fee.
Right. Now, where do you order them online, or do you have a shop that you go to?
I use Sunshine State Threads.
What was it?
Sunshine State Threads right here in Sanford.
Okay. And they do all kinds of T-shirts and stuff?
I put security cameras in there for them, and they did my shirts. So.
Oh, we'll see. There you go. That's a nice little trade-off. And did you do you have like pens or any other thing that's been effective?
No, I don't have any other marketing material at all.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that's I've done the mailers, which we were having a discussion about this. Some mailers I think are effective, but majority of people are going to get probably 10 mailers a month, for different realtors. And I've always been a believer in, something as important as selling your home. I hope that they pick someone that they have an actual connection with, not just someone, because when you look at a mailer, there's no way to know, like, do I mesh with this person? Or because right now things are a little crazy because the market, things are selling so quickly and things like that. But let's say you're on the buyer side and you're going to go to 10, 15 different homes, with this realtor. Are you going to enjoy are your personalities going to match?
Exactly.
And things like that. And so I always try to, instead of saying, hey, here's my mailer, here's my marketing, here's me, I try to say, to connect with them first and then let them know, hey, I'm a realtor, but I'm connecting with you. That was the main reason why I started the podcast, was people will listen to me for the value that I'm bringing to them as far as the podcast. And then they say, man, I really like this guy. He's funny. He's this, he's that. And then they say, hey, I want a realtor, and this guy, I connect with him and get the business that way versus, okay, I'm going to send 100 mailers to you over the year. And hopefully, you pick me because I bombarded you so much with these mailers. And I don't know, that's just not me. So, I know it works for some people, and back in the day, I know that was the main way that they did it, but I do feel like things are changing. And I wanted to have this section of the networking on the print stuff, so that this way we can kind of, next week when we do the social media, we can reflect on how marketing has changed from the print stuff to the digital stuff. Is, maybe in certain industries, print is more effective, and others, maybe the social media stuff is effective. So that's kind of why I wanted to start with the print stuff. So have you done any of the magazines where like the giant coupon type books where it's just a big advertisement?
I did a Lake Forest Living magazine one time.
Okay.
And they tried to sign me up for a year contract. I said, I'm not going to do a year. But they wanted me to pay $150 a month for a year, and I said, no, I'm not going to do a year, and that's what they wanted. I said, well, let's do 1 month and see what happens. And so we did 1 month, and I didn't get anything out of it, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing with, from what I hear with the print marketing, is to be consistent with it. And so if people see the same thing over and over and over, and this is the theory also behind the mailers, you see that same mailer over and over and over, that's where the referrals start coming in. But then it's also harder to justify, okay, $150 a month, you know, I'm spending plus $800 for a BNI group. And next thing you know, you're spending $400 or $500 a month throughout the year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and they say you have to invest money to make money. But then when you invest it and you don't see anything in return, it's hard to keep that belief.
Yeah. So, all right, listen, I would love to sit down and talk more, but I have an 11:30 I have to get to.
No, that's actually perfect, because that was my last question. So I was just about to ask you if there was any other comments or things that you had that you wanted to say. So just real quickly, just go over what you offer, because this will be in the second section of the video. Tell people where they can find you and some brief summary of what you do.
Well, I mean, I'm Dave with Dave the Phone Guy. I install telephones and computers and security cameras. If you need any networking done or any security cameras or telephone installations, give me a call. Check out my website at www.davethePhoneGuy with an FONEGUY.com.
That sounded just like a radio ad. That was like perfect. It was like perfect for radio. You should make a radio.
I used to DJ.
Oh, okay. Well, that now all makes perfect sense. So yeah. And if you also need a DJ.
No, I don't do that anymore.
And my name is James Turner. Like I said, I'm a Central Florida realtor. If you need anything with buying or selling, if you're a first-time home buyer, or this is your 10th investment property, I'm here to help. All of our contact information will be down in the description below. If you enjoy this type of content, please make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, share it with any business owners that we're going to do these monthly or weekly breakout sessions just to talk about things that are going on to help businesses grow. So if that's something that you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be interested in something like that, make sure you share this content. It would be greatly appreciated. So David, thank you so much for coming on the very first episode. It's all yours, man. So I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of the day and a good meeting at 11:30 and bring some business.
All right. Have a good one, James. Bye-bye.
All right. I'll talk to you later.